Hi everyone, this is going to be your lesson 20 YouTube review. So this is May 4th to May 8th, I want to say it is. And we are working on inequalities, which we have worked with some inequalities before, greater than, less than. But before I start, I just wanted to say that I miss you all. You're all doing a wonderful job, putting in a lot of effort, just make sure you continue that, and hopefully we'll be back to school soon. But with that being said, let's get started on this. So when we work with inequalities, there's 4 signs that we work with. So there's this sign, which many of you know is greater than. And when you learned this in elementary school, they talked about the alligator, so the mouth eats the big side, and then the small side is obviously the smaller one. So this is greater than. There is less than, so that's the smaller side. A lot of you know this one too, at least I hope, because we have done this before. Then there's greater than or equal to. So this sign you know is greater than, and then the 1/ underneath it means or equal to. So it can be that number or bigger. So this is greater than or equal to. And the last one, which I'm sure you can guess, is less than or equal to. So these two mean that whatever number you're talking about, that could be an answer. So say I said the temperature is 4 degrees or more during the winter. This would show that because it can be 4 or it'll be higher. So 4 is an option or bigger. For this one, we could say the water in the ocean is 3 degrees or lower. So it's 3, it could be 3 degrees or lower. So that means that that number can be an answer to whatever it is you're talking about. For this one, it can only be a number that's greater. And for this one, it can only be a number that's less than. So if I said, all of you are younger than I am, you could show that by saying, so you, 6th graders, show 6th graders are less than my age. So this is telling me that none of you can be the same age as me, but you can be less than me. This one we could say, your parents are older than me. So none of them are my age, but I'm always going to be younger than your parents. So these are your inequality symbols. You have greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. Now with these signs, we can also graph. So you will see a number line. I was drew on my wall. You can graph them on number lines. So when you have a number line, you know your zeros in the middle. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your negative side. Just going to number that. This is your positive side. Now, depending on the symbol you use will help you figure out how you're going to graph it. So, for greater than, your circle is going to be open. For less than, your circle will be open. When your circle's open, that means that number is not an answer. For these two, or equal to, you're going to have a filled in circle. And there's a chart on your notes to help you keep track of this. Okay, so these two without the equal sign are not filled in, and these ones are filled in. So, if I were to say the temperature, I said, is 4 degrees or higher in December. We'll say December. Sorry, my handwriting is so bad because I'm all the way over here. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is for an answer. So can 4 be an answer? In this case, yes, because it says it'll be 4 or higher. So it could be 4, or it could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 7, and so on. So the first thing I'm going to do now, once I figured out what sign I'm going to use, which is going to be this one, I need to figure out where to put my circle. So this already gives me a number. It says 4. So that means my circle will go on the number 4. So here's the number 4. I'm going to circle it. Now I need to figure out, is it filled in or is it open? So we know that it could be 4. So 4 can be an answer. So that means I'm going to fill it in. Okay, there's my filled in circle on 4. Now we need to figure out which way I'm going to shade. So am I going to shade to the numbers that are bigger than 4 or smaller than 4? So the key word here is higher. So I know it's going to be warmer, which means I'm going to shade in this way. So I'm going to shade it all the way. So this tells me that my answer can be anything from 4 and up. So it could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 7, it could be 8, it could be 20, it could be 70, it could be 100. It can be anything that's that way, okay? Another one that we can try is, let's do, we'll do Miss Hannigan is older than her 6th graders. Okay, so we'll put who are 11 years old. So 11 is my key number here, so that means I'm going to create my my number line. This time, instead of going up by 1s, I'm going to go up by 5s. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20. Same one over here, -5, -10, -15, -20. Now, can anyone really be a negative age? No, so I'm going to erase this part and just keep it at 0. Put that error at the end. So if I am older than my 6th graders, that means they're going to be something smaller than me. So I'm going to ask myself, where's my number going to go? On the 11, because that's the age that I have for my 6th graders. So 11 is probably like right here. I'm going to put a circle on it. Then I'm going to ask myself, which one of these signs helps me figure this problem out? Well, are my 6th graders, is Miss Hannigan greater than or equal to? No, so that doesn't work. Am I less than or equal to? No, because I'm not 11. So I have less than or greater than. So since I'm older, that means I'm higher, I'm going to do greater than. So that tells me which way I'm going to shade. So I'm going to shade that way to the right, because I can be anything older than 11. Is my circle open? No, because I can't be 11. So, I'm sorry. Is my circle closed? No, because I cannot be 11. So I'm going to keep the circle open. So it's open. And now I'm going to shade all my answers, which would be this way. So this graph is telling me that Miss Hannigan, I, can be anything that's bigger than 11. I can't be 11, but I could be 12, I could be 13, I could be 14. Obviously, that's not realistic, but this is just telling you that I'm going to be older than you, so I can be anything to the right. So those are inequalities. A brief description right now. I am going to provide more examples as we go on. I'm just checking my computer right now to make sure I did some of these right. I did. So you should know these signs, so it should be somewhat easy for you. These might be newer for you, and the graphing is definitely new. So just make sure you really understand the open circle versus the closed circle, and then that you're shading in the right way. Again, I'll provide more examples, but for now, this is what you got.